My name's Omega, and today I'm going to be teaching a tutorial on this smear extension sequence that looks like this. So this move's great to combo with other moves in the wall plane where your hoops are moving in the same direction. So things like triketras, goddess machine and its variations, etc. So to start off, my left hand is holding my green hoop and my right hand is holding my orange hoop. And so for the first sequence, we're going to start with the left hoop in the center doing a smear. So with the thumb up, you're going to be in this position. Then you're going to isolate pinky side back to its native side. You're going to start hinging around that right waist to do a one-handed smear. So again, your left hand is doing pinky side, smear. Cool. And what the right hand is going to be doing is a full extension. So again, you're going to be holding it out to the side in this 3 o'clock position, thumb pointed up, and then you're going to fully extend down. At the bottom, you're going to have to let go, let it roll on the back of your hand, and re-grip to complete this full extension all the way back to the 3 o'clock position. So again, you're going to let go at the bottom so you can re-grip to continue this full extension. So now we can put both of these hands together. And so again, your left hoop is in the center, right hoop is at 3 o'clock. So you're going to start isolating and start your full extension, do your grip switch, all the way over to the 6 o'clock position. Now once you get here, you're going to continue to extend above the head while starting the smear. All the way back to the starting position with both of your thumbs up. So again, both of your thumbs pointed up here, right is in 3 o'clock, your left hand is in the center. You're going to start this isolation pinky side whilst doing your extension through the bottom. And then the right hand ends up in 9 o'clock position. And this is where you start your smear as you bring and extend that right arm all the way back to your starting position. So again, this is what this looks like full speed. Okay, so step 2 in this sequence is being able to transition to the opposite side. So basically this is what that looks like. And so you can see that my left green hoop is starting in the center, my right hoop is starting in 3 o'clock. And so what you're going to do is, just like before, you're going to isolate pinky side with that left hoop, but you're going to do a bounce and a rotation around the hand with the right to bring them together in the center, like so. And then you're going to continue this by now isolating with the orange hoop or the right hoop, thumb side, whilst doing a rotation and a bounce outward with that left hoop to 9 o'clock. So you can see now that my right hoop is in the center and the left is over to the 9 o'clock position. So again, this transition, you can be doing this pattern over and over. Once you get back to the starting position, you can do your little bounce with the right hoop to the center and then bounce out with the left hoop to 9 o'clock. And again, your thumbs are both pointing up here. So step 3, now that we've transitioned to having the left hoop on the outside and the right hoop in the center, we can do the opposite side smear extension pattern. So now our right hoop is in the center, so my orange hoop, it's going to be doing the smear. So you're going to be doing a thumb side isolation and then a smear around your right waist, all the way around, and then again isolating thumb side over to 9 o'clock, and then smearing around the right waist, like so. So that's your right hand in the center, and now your left hand is going to be doing your extension. And so it's going to be leading thumb side as it goes up to 12 and then 3 o'clock, and then through 6 o'clock. Again, here you're going to have to let go and re-grip the hoop to continue thumb side back to your starting position at 9 o'clock. So again, extending through 12, over to 3, and then through 6, and then just doing one rotation around the back of the hand at the bottom. So to put both of these hands together, right hoop is center, left is at 9 o'clock, both of your thumbs are up. You're going to start extending above the head while doing your smear with the right hand. And now you're at that 3 o'clock position with the left hand. You're going to continue doing an isolation with your center hand as you continue that extension through the bottom back to your starting position. So again, the right hand is doing a smear while that left comes above, and then here your left hand continues that extension and the right continues the smear back to the starting. So smear and extend. Smear and extend. The last part of this is now a transition from your right-handed center, left on the outside, back to that starting pattern where your left hand was in center and the right hand was on the outside. So to do this, we can imagine we were just doing our last move where the right hand was doing its smear, left hand was doing its full extension. Once we get back to this starting position where our right hand is in center, left is at 9 o'clock, both of your thumbs are up, this is where we're going to do our transition. And so what the left hand is doing here is simply a hinging kind of move, where you're literally just going to come from a thumb up in 9 o'clock to a thumb down in center position. And so with the right hand, what you're doing is when it's in center with thumb up, you're going to just let it do a rotation around the back of your hand, re-grip it with your thumb down, and now this right hoop is in 9 o'clock. So putting both of those together, it looks like this. Okay, so again, right's in center, left is at 9 o'clock. You're going to hinge to center with the left and swing out with the right, like so. And so now you're in this position where your left hand is in center, your right is at 9 o'clock, both of your thumbs are down, and here you can go straight into that first move that I taught, which is the right hand extending pinky side while the left hand does its smear, like so. And then this brings you back to the starting position where your thumbs are both pointed up, and you can continue this smear extension pattern with the left hand in center doing a smear and your right hand doing the extension. Okay, so those are all the steps of this sequence. Now let's put it all together in one smooth pattern. So to start, again, you've got your left hand in center, right hand out at 3 o'clock, both of your thumbs up. You're going to start by doing a smear with the left, and extension with the right. Once you get back to this starting position, you can do your bounce with the right to center, and then bounce to 9 o'clock with the right or the left hand. And then from here, you can start the opposite side where your right hand is smearing and your left hand extends. Now, once you get to here, continuing that pattern back to starting, and now doing the second transition where your left hand hinges to center and your right hand comes up to 9 o'clock. And again, here, you're doing a left-handed smear, right-handed extension, back to this starting position. So that is the smear extension sequence. I hope you enjoyed it. What I like about this move is that you can kind of take it apart and use any of the transitions or any of the sequences on their own and just incorporate it into your flow. So if you have any questions, give me a comment below, tag me in your videos, and I will see you next time.